Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hola.
Happy Sunday.
All right.
It's
I'm back,
Sunday.
guys. I had a lot going on these past few weeks with just traveling, and unfortunately, I lost my grandmother. So I had to.
Yes, rest in peace, Grandma.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nana.
Good to see you guys.
Yes, we're glad to be back. And grandmothers are the matriarchs to the family, so it's hard to lose them. So prayers.
Facts.
Rest in peace, Grandma. Mia and the family gonna hold you down, okay?
Yeah, I feel like I'm next up to be the grandma of this generation. I already feel old.
Yeah.
You are.
And that's what happens. There's someone who always sort of takes the place of the matriarch. When my grandma passed, you guys were there. My Aunt Sandy took over. So everybody comes to her for everything now. So somebody will step up, and Mia, that's you, because
I'm already having symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the responsibility, it's the symptoms. I'm feeling a little elderly-ish these days. Bedtime's again earlier.
Knees hurting a little more, right?
I feel like arthritis is sneaking in a little bit.
And don't let it rain. Our knees hurt bad when it's raining, right?
So,
Hey, Tayson.
Thank you.
hey, Tayson, how you doing?
All right, so here. Let's get to it.
Have you guys watched Sisters? If not, this is a new show that you have to definitely check out. It's like a lot of twists and turns. A lot of people have a different views because it's like a Medea show, but you wouldn't even know that, Tyler Perry was, behind it. It's a really good show.
The only reason I know that it's a Tyler Perry show is because of the wigs, which has gotten better.
They have gotten a lot better. Let's give them some credit.
No, they have. They have gotten better.
Yeah. Because he's so used to having a little mic at the front.
Putting that mic.
Yo, I remember that when he used to do the plays.
Yeah, he got to separate the plays from, scripted series. But he struggled with that in the beginning, but he has gotten better. So I know you and Kanika are faithful Sisters watching. So
every Wednesday it comes on, and it's just a lot of surprising. I can't even really tell it too much because you have to kind of watch it to catch up on it. But it has a lot of little twists, and I'm hooked. So
yeah. So that's
is it like a soap opera? Is it?
It gives me those vibes. It's about relationships. It's about friendships. It reminds me a lot of us because it's about girlfriends who lean on each other through different situations, whether it's work related, personal life, legal troubles, things like that. So,
right.
That's why I kind of started watching it. And First Wives too with Jill Scott. I think that's going to be another.
Yes, that's an awesome show too.
Yeah.
So we could kind of break down both of those shows if we want to. But yeah, our next watch worthy is definitely going to be Sisters. So hopefully you guys will tune in and give some insight on it.
Yep.
So should we get to it? Did y'all hear the latest for the week? Governor Cuomo in New York has been accused of sexual harassment, and he's had several women come forward with so many allegations of groping and, inappropriate behavior that he is adamantly denying. And he brought his own receipts too. I don't know if you guys saw his response after they did the press conference, and he brought up his Italian background and saying, that's just how they greet each other. They would kiss, so he would never do anything inappropriate. But
how ironic is it that every time somebody gets exploited over something sexual, it's like a whole group always come out at the same time? Like, why don't they ever say anything as it happens? Why is it always like a group thing? Like, oh, it's, several women. Well, where were y'all? Y'all should have said it when it happened to you. If you squeezed your butt, should have said something.
Right.
Not
I feel this. I feel the same way. I
Yeah.
feel the same way, but they say because like they scared, their jobs is on the line. Usually when one person comes out, people believe them. They're looked at as troublemakers on the job, and everything just goes left. So it's like
So they're
I guess
afraid of
you
not
know
being
that
taken
yeah.
serious.
So when one person does it, fine comes out, it's like, oh, you do me too. Get it? Me too. Me too. That happened to me too. So it's like, oh, now we could go together. They feel more comfortable going together. But I'm
Yeah.
that bitch. I don't wait for me too, motherfucker. It's
yeah.
just gonna be me.
I don't
Everybody
know.
don't have that strength. Everybody's not as strong to come forward. But there's someone who I think the interview may be coming out maybe tonight. The first person to release her
Yeah.
identity, and she talked about how he like grabs her breast or whatever.
But it's like, how long did you stay on the job and take that? And is the money really worth it?
Right.
I don't know. I just think that you should say something when it happens. And I understand the fear of losing your job and things like that, but um, when you're dealing with a public figure, it's gonna go public anyway. So, and if they have like laws against stuff like that. You can't fire somebody because they accuse you of sexual harassment. You know.
Right. They can't, but the women are afraid of being intimidated by the men, so
You
Sad.
know what?
their accusations won't be taken serious.
You know what I
His
never
ass is
understood?
trash. Yeah, everyone's calling for him to resign, but he's like, I'm not resigning because I did not commit any of this. So we're
Well,
gonna
Usually when
see.
you resign, you look guilty.
yeah.
Right, and he's so stern on it. And they even want his brother. His brother hosts the show on CNN. They want him to possibly resign just for
Why I gotta resign because of
promotion.
my brother?
Right, right.
You know what I never understood though? The suing part. Like when people get raped and stuff. Like you suing, so you got raped. You're suing the person that raped you. So now and then when you win, you gonna live off the money that the person who raped you gave you.
Well, it can never replace the money. Will never
But I got the
replace
money
what
from the person
happened.
that raped me.
Well,
And they
from
don't
the
So
do
it's
yeah,
jail.
like,
They buy them out, and they don't do jail time. They just get paid off.
yeah, I just never
Like,
understood
which
that
would
part.
you prefer? That
Hey
person is
Stacks.
yeah, Haystacks. Yeah, he needs to resign, but he is strong willed and he is maintaining his innocence. So he's not
I'm just
trying to
glad
resign
it
at
wasn't a
all.
black person this time. Shit.
But Cuomo was being
What's that
praised so
actor's
much.
name?
Who?
What's the actor's name who got his penis grabbed? That played the white
Oh,
chicks.
why are we trying to blank on his name?
Um, the
Terry
talk.
who
Cruz. Terry
Yeah,
who
Cruz.
Terry.
grabbed
Terry
his
Cruz.
thingy? Oh
He
yeah.
was
Yeah,
sexually harassed. He stood
and
by
he was
himself.
teased. Yeah, he was. They really made a lot of jokes about him being such a big man. Like, how did you let another man grab you like that and you not react or whatever? But he
I'm
said
confused.
Let him have react though. Then it would have been a whole assault lawsuit.
oh yeah, they would have took
But
him
a
down.
natural instinct, especially if somebody touched your private part, especially men. Men are very sensitive with things like that. Would not have been to have a calm response. So I guess that's why people are questioning,
He
him.
could have been in shock. Like, did you just grab this nigga? Ah! Did you just do that shit, bro?
Yeah, Terry Crews stacks. Thank you. Couldn't remember his name.
Alright, what we got next?
So what about the convo about a woman has two kids that go to the same school, and one of her child's father picked up his son but didn't want to pick up the other son, and she asked him about it, and he just said he just wanted to pick up his son, spend time with his son, and it was a lot of controversial conversations about that.
Yeah, there's the picture of the text
Okay, so it
conversation.
says, hey, did you pick little Jay from school? Yeah, I'm dropping him off right now. I'm dropping him home right now. Why didn't you get Howard at the same time? Howard isn't my son. Just wanted to give my son a ride in my new car. You can't pick up little Jay and leave his brother behind. You that selfish to kids. And then he put, listen, let me get my father's son time with giving my son a ride. So
How y'all feel about that?
I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but it's still, I just think about the kids. Can you imagine standing there and you see your brother leave and you standing there by yourself, waiting for somebody to get you. That's hurtful.
Right, and it's all about communication. He could have let the baby mother know, like, I'm just picking up my son today, make
Yeah.
arrangements for his brother. And it would have been fine. Nothing wrong with what he wanted to do. It just seems like he didn't communicate that properly.
Yeah, how he went about it.
Yeah.
So,
right, exactly, sis. He didn't communicate with the mother. And that's it.
Moving forward, she just needs to make sure she make arrangements and not relying on that because, she don't want her kids to ever kind of go through that type of situation again.
Right.
So, me personally.
So y'all know. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have 2 different baby fathers, and I can honestly say like that has never happened. They always did for both my kids. We weren't together, anything. Both my kids buying them sneakers, taking them out. They took both of them. So I was blessed in that way, and I have to deal with that.
Yeah, that's definitely a blessing because that don't happen a lot.
They don't. First, I was a little nervous. Like, wait, what? You take me?
I know. I remember, like, wait, you want to take him too? But that's awesome that he did and embraced both children.
He's spending the night, everything.
Yeah.
Both. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, never do that to a kid. Yeah, because the kids are innocent in the situation, and that's who should come first.
And that's what I'm thinking about. How did that kid feel standing there watching his brother leave in his father's new car, and he's just standing there waiting for somebody to come get him?
And how did the brother feel? Because he probably wanted him to get in a whip too. Like, let's go on this ride together.
First of all, here y'all go again, making up scenarios, talking about he saw his brother leave. We don't know that.
We're making up what ifs.
Yeah, we all going off the.
We don't know how old these kids are. We don't know how old the other brother might be older. We don't know.
But what we do know is this: based off that text messages, she was expecting, I guess, him to kind of get both.
Right, based off that text message, exactly.
It seemed like that.
So you know how I feel. Yes, he's wrong. Communication. He's wrong as far as the communication part. If you want to get your son, just call me. Let me know that you're picking up our son from school today.
Exactly.
Either way, that other son was gonna get picked up.
Yeah, but based off the conversation,
you don't work nights.
She didn't know that he wasn't picked up. Based off that text message, it don't seem like she knew.
It seemed like she went to school to get the other son, both sons, and one was missing.
Yeah, still down to lack of communication.
Yeah. So we can clearly see that they don't have that in their situation.
Yeah.
So,
true. You could also tell that their relationship is not good between the parents. Because if he felt that way, that means there's something either wrong with the other father and they beefing, or the mom and the other father is beefing.
Yeah, we could definitely draw that into it too. He probably called it. Yeah, he probably did call and wasn't picked up. Like, well, where's my ride?
Right.
Because who's to say that other father's not around? Maybe it just wasn't his day to pick him up because he would be going with the brother and his father. So it just seemed like at the end of the day, it was lack of communication. So he could have communicated that better.
Right.
Instead of just like, I want to take my son in my new whip, probably a little Honda CRV.
For the record, he's not obligated. For the record, he's not obligated to take care of the other child that's not his. He's not. Is it right? Is it maybe he's not being human or whatever, but he's still not obligated to. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, but again, it's just about how you do it. It's just about the kids at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about.
He's not obligated, but the kids are innocent in this. So however you feel about a parent.
Or what about if him and that kid got a bad relationship? Nobody ever said that part.
But here we are. We're speculating.
Yeah, speculating. We don't know that.
I never seen nobody in the comments say that. I just thought about that. Like, what about him and the other son, which is not his, have a bad relationship? Because what about if he is the older one, and then so that means he was in his life, and then the second kid, which might be his kid, came along, but the older kid and him got a bad rapport.
Could be.
Yeah, could be.
But okay.
You can still be the adult and drop him off wherever he
Hell no!
If
you're disrespectful as hell, I am not taking you no fucking where. Not picking you up. Nothing.
He could have simply said, "I'm at the school. I'm picking up such and such. Because I want
somebody coming to pick him up."
Did you make arrangements for whoever, for the other son? I mean, again, like we said, it's communication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would call the baby mom and say, picking up my son. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I'm picking up my son. Okay, that's it. I don't give a fuck about did you make arrangements like for the other kid. I'm picking up my son. Okay, okay. Thank you for calling me. Okay, but go ahead.
Oh, gosh, jeez, please. So Michael J. White, he played in Wild Out Get Married. His son recently died from COVID, 38.
Yes, that was so
Yeah,
sad.
and I seen an interview, and he didn't seem too moved by it.
Yeah, I think he said that his son was sick for some time with substance abuse and has been in a hospital for a while.
Yeah,
So he was already immunocompromised, but still, nonetheless, it was really sad. It was
wow.
the one he had at 15. He
He
had
got a 38-year-old. How old is he?
yeah, he 15.
Oh, he had only
15 he had
15, right?
yeah,
Oh, he was out here.
he was out here.
He was he was slaying in the streets. Years old. Oh my goodness. Well, he did well for himself. But yeah, he
But yeah,
didn't seem very moved in the interview. I mean, I don't know.
I get what I took from it is maybe he hasn't really, or maybe he just knew something. Maybe if he passed from COVID, but he knew his son was gonna, pass at some point. 'Cause he
Eventually,
was in the
so
hospital and he had a lot of issues going on already. But the cause of death just happened to be COVID.
COVID,
Yeah,
amongst,
yeah,
substance abuse,
yeah,
that's a part on that. But
and immunocompromised and everything. And
mm-hmm.
COVID as well. Keep speaking on COVID. Now in New
Wear your
York,
mask, people. Wear your mask.
wear your
Okay?
mask. And now New York is now requiring proof of vaccination for indoor dining and gyms. You want to go out to eat, you better show your vaccine card, child.
Mm-hmm. For those,
Isn't that crazy?
I respect it, but it's just like now, like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Man, they
I
forcing
don't
that
like that.
shit.
Though. I don't agree with them doing that because even with getting a vaccination, you can still get COVID. You can still
Right.
spread COVID. So
Right.
it's about how it affects you,
Mhm.
but not to other people. So I don't really get how that is doing much of anything. But they should keep doing social distancing and wear your mask.
Yes,
And not these little
absolutely.
flimsy hospital masks that we have. They're cheaper, but you need the good ones.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
need.
like they forcing this shit. So has anybody gotten the flu since COVID even started? No.
Well,
Um,
flu has
then
been less because more people have been practicing social distancing and wearing masks, so it's less colds, it's less flu.
Mm-hmm.
Although we had a
so
couple
it's
days
less
last
colds,
week.
less flu, but more COVID. You don't find that strange?
Well, that's
Well,
because
it's
it's
a
tested.
different transmission. It's different. It's a lot more contagious than the flu.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Usually,
different virus,
where do we get the flu from though? Let's be honest.
but it's
Kids.
all different
The
strains.
kids go to daycare and all that other shit, and those are the ones that can't get the COVID shot.
Well, yeah,
Because
well,
at the time it was 16. It wasn't even, you couldn't even, if a kids couldn't get it, then they put it to 16 up. Then they just dropped it to 13. So you don't know that these little kids probably got COVID and they spreading the shit and can't get shots.
yeah, and that's how vaccines work, and that's how science works and how research works. Most research you have to be 18 and up.
Yeah.
Mia still dealing with research, and we got into the research field together,
Mm-hmm.
and we sort of learned as we go. And you have to be 18 or older for research. And I think a lot of people are getting so much false information out there because they see everything on the internet. They believe that it's true.
I think it's still up because they got now people everybody ran and got their vaccine, not everybody, but people ran and got their vaccinations, and then they made it seem like, okay, you could still get COVID, but it won't be as severe. But then you got people that got vaccinated and they're still dying. People who have been
But the
vaccinated
numbers are
have
lower.
also died of COVID
The
after
numbers
they've
are
been
lower.
vaccinated.
The numbers are low.
The deaths of people that are vaccinated are a lot lower than those that aren't. That's
True. But now they see people don't want to. There's people out here that's not going to get the shot. They're against it, just like they're against the flu shot. Now it's like, oh, it's becoming mandatory. If you don't get the shot, they're like slowly taking away certain things. If you don't get the shot here, you can't work at this place. If you don't get the shot here, you can't come eat here. If you don't work, if you want to go, like they take it. It's like
that's how it's been. If you're in healthcare, you usually are required to get a flu vaccine.
Right, that's healthcare, but there's regular jobs that's saying people can't work if they don't get the shot.
And that's their right, because that's private companies. So they have every right to do that. You just have a right to not work there.
Even like schools, if you don't have, certain immunization records to show,
you can't go to school. Yeah, in certain jobs, especially healthcare jobs, you have to have all those vaccines. I mean, shit, we had to have vaccines to go to school our whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the fact that shit is being forced on people.
Being forced to do it, I don't.
Right, I don't agree with that either. But it's not new. But I don't agree with it. If you don't want to get a vaccine, then you have every right to not.
Right. Yeah,
not get
just like any other vaccination. People don't want to vaccinate their kids because they're worried about side effects when they're infants.
Right.
That's their right. The chickenpox vaccination, MMR. So all those type of vaccines, that's their right. Most of us have gotten it, but you have to understand too. Like, this is the start of how all vaccinations are given to the public. Right. Even back then, when the Spanish flu and all that stuff came out, they came up with vaccines. Like, this is not a different type of situation than it has been in the past. These diseases, the viruses resurface after a certain amount of time, and these are just the steps taken to try to get it down. And we're going to be dealing with this for a while.
The scary part is the false information that's out there.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
At the end of the day, you can still get that shit, vaccinated, not vaccinated. Especially if you work in healthcare, there's a strong possibility you're going to get that shit. So it's like, why are you forcing me to put something in my body that I don't want? But it is what it is.
You can't even cough or sniff around anybody no more.
You giving us
shit, Versus just happened. You can go to, people didn't know that you couldn't attend Versus at Madison Square Garden unless you was vaccinated. And they already bought their ticket.
Well, that was foolish on their part because it was on the site before you purchased the ticket. It was like a pop-up. So if you scalped your ticket from Habib on the corner.
Not Habib.
But it was on the Ticketmaster site. And I remember.
What if you got a pop-up blocker?
On a guy's Facebook page, like, if you want to go to that concert, you had to be vaccinated. It was required.
They was all
you didn't read the contract, that's on you. I know they were.
I had an anxiety attack watching that. I'm like, this is crazy.
They were. I know, but COVID it's real. That's the most important. And that's what people don't want to believe.
Yeah.
But you live your life however you choose, but just be careful. That's all.
That's all. That's it.
We ain't trying to tell nobody to do anything. Your body, your choice, okay?
Right. All right, what else you got?
So what about the baby's controversial homophobic statement that he made about the whole Thorne's performance, about people having AIDS, HIV?
Yeah, he was super ignorant with his response. And he's from Charlotte, so they love him over here in North Kakalaki. But that was really ignorant.
Even Madonna had to get in on that.
Yeah, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, put your cell phone lighters up. The baby real name Jonathan Lindell Kirk yelled this into the microphone. Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighters up. Like, why are those the celebrations to put your lighters up? Like, we grew up with Fat Man Scoop. If you got your real hair, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Like, we taking it to, do you have HIV or AIDS? If you don't have HIV or AIDS, put your hands up. Like,
first of all, what does that have to do with your show? Like, what are you talking about here? That's what I'm talking about. Like, we give too much to the younger generation. Like, we just giving them too much for them to leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like, sit down, shut up, rap, and get the fuck off the stage.
Right, perform your song and keep it moving.
Yeah. Like, that was just too much. And
he doubled back because, of course, rightfully so, he received a lot of backlash for those statements because you're tying homosexuality into HIV, which is what they've dealt with forever, which is wrong. Everybody who develops HIV or AIDS is not gay. So you're wrong in that statement. And then you're also wrong by saying that they die in 2 to 3 weeks, where there's so many medicines out there where people who have HIV and AIDS can live, lifelong. Right. So you're just spreading false information out there. And you probably have fans who are HIV positive. Or you probably have fans who are gay, and you're just disrespecting them.
And you saying if you're not sucking dick in the parking lot, women could be out there sucking their man's dick in the parking lot.
Oh,
Mind
you
your
know they
business.
won't care about that. Like, why you care about what the
Mind
next
your
person
business.
doing?
Right? I
Like,
mean,
why
what's
are
wrong with
you?
sucking dick in a parking lot? I'm just saying.
Well, he specified like men only. Like you tied it in, and that's what makes it,
I wonder where
homophobic.
did that come from? What made him just come out the blue and say that? Did he have an argument with somebody before the show? Like, come on now.
Yeah, like what made him so upset? I mean,
Yeah, right? That
oh,
could have been a subliminal message for somebody.
right,
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
he mad at somebody? Like, he probably was like, nigga, he was out here sucking dick in the parking lot, and he knew he was outside, or he knew somebody was watching, and he was so mad he wasn't paying attention to the crowd.
right.
That's
Just like
up.
you said, Mia, perform your songs. You had the crowd. It seems like he had one of the best performances at that. What do they call these things now? Concert. Well, it's not a concert. It's like a weekend event or whatever.
Oh.
So he had like one of the best performances there. So,
You think his career is ruined? You think an apology is gonna fix this?
It's gonna take time, like I do everything else,
and if he didn't double back on it, because he said, well, not the dirty gay people. All my fans are classy gays. Yes, so random. Exactly. He didn't think before he spoke. And
he
double
didn't.
back, like, this is who I am. Like, y'all not going to stop me to say what I want to say. So I think that's what really messed him up, is that he doubled back on what he said instead of like immediately apologizing. Like, where's the PR people?
They don't have those probably anymore.
And then it took some time because they started canceling him from several of those festivals. He lost like 3 or 4 gigs, and then he put an apology out saying that social media doesn't give you time to learn, and then he issued a half-ass apology.
But then he also put something up saying, well, he still got money coming in, so that kind of like messes up the whole apology when you still flashing money, like, well, I still got money coming in. Like, I don't think he dropped me,
Yeah, he was looking real unbothered, so just be humble.
Sure.
Thoughts on nuclear power, ladies? We'll talk about that later on another show. But thanks for tuning in.
Oh, that sounds like somebody that think 5G killing us.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Well, enough.
Got him. Got him. All right, what we got?
So let's get into the main topic.
Main
topic. Hair drama. We've all been there. We've all been friends 20 plus years and went through how many hairstyles together?
How many times has our hair fell out from trying different things? Different perms, colors, bad haircuts, bad hairstylists.
Man, that bleach has done us dirty over the years, hasn't it?
Wait, I've been with my hairstylist since I was in high school.
Yes. You have.
The only one that has had the same hairstylist forever.
I don't even know. Tina hair always is nice, but she be in there for 2 days.
Well, Mia, and we've been through hairstylists together, because you would try somebody that we both would go, and we would go to them for a while. And our one hairdresser, she would keep us in there for a few hours too.
Yeah. She did. And it was cool. But the thing was, what made us decide to even start going natural? Because we did it together.
Don't know. We did it together. I don't know who decided it first, and we were just like, okay,
you just
let's
got
do
your
it.
haircut, and I was like, you know what? Every time I was going, I would have my perm, and I'm like, my hair is just extremely thin, and I was tired of it, like just being thin. It would grow, but it was thin. I'm like, I need to figure this out. So, and I was like, well, let me just try, see how long I could go without perming my hair.
Right.
And then I was getting a little hot comb, and it pressed, and it looked just like I had a perm. Even like now, I haven't had a perm in how many years was that?
It's at least 6 now.
Yeah. So
I've been natural since 2005.
Yeah, you're the longest.
And Tina is the only person. Tina is a human chia pet. She can cut her hair down to the scalp. She got a
be
whole
bald tomorrow, and in 2 months she got a whole ponytail. Okay.
Yeah. And
but even when she was relaxing her hair, she was only using just for me.
I was. Oh, don't get mad. No, don't do that to me for the kitty perm.
You only needed a kitty perm forever.
Uh-huh. See, yeah, but I've been through so many different transitions with this hair. I still don't have it. I still go get it done because I can't do it myself. Every time I do my own hair, it fall out. And I got all these different products. I use olive oil. I got coconut oil, all this stuff. And my hair gets dry and brittle when it gets wet and it starts shedding. And I just said, I need a hot comb. That's the only way I can manage it. So, I
And
don't know.
it's hard. It's so hard. And in the summertime is when it's the hardest because you don't know how to really maintain your natural hair with humidity and the heat and everything.
This is
You
the
know,
only
that
thing
used
I
to be
gotta
my
do is put
worst.
in the
Straighten me
ponytail.
up.
Yeah, so
Straighten
in the
my hair up.
summertime, that shit definitely sucks. Like if you natural, as far as straightening your hair, this for men, women, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because men out here doing they perming their hair now. They wearing weaves. Let's keep it a
Yeah,
buck.
they sure are
They
right
wearing
now.
pieces. They doing all that shit.
And
So,
y'all
but
ain't
if
slick, bro. Y'all are
Everything.
not slick.
if you
You can't,
natural in the
you
summertime,
can't
wearing
do
your
that.
hair straight is hard.
It's like almost impossible, honestly.
Right, because as soon as that the moistness of the rain in the air or the heat, as soon as anything like that hit and you had your hair straightened, it's a wrap.
It's
It's
a
a
wrap.
wrap.
Silk press is done. Yep.
Yeah,
Look at
it
that.
is.
Curly versus straight
Right on her own head.
on her
So
Do
own.
you guys know what hair texture you are? Are you like 2B, 3B, 4B? Do you even know the breakdown of that?
I'm 4C for sure. C for
I'm
course.
I'm nowhere near 4C. I wish because they
Yes,
have
we
some
know
type of
Kitty
body.
Perm. We know Kitty Perm don't have no 4C here.
I don't know what I am. I think I'm a 3 something.
I have a bald head.
Well,
I can
yeah, you
speak
are
on
not
this
a fool.
topic.
Go ahead, I
Yes, you
can't
can. You can speak on this topic. We're going to talk about that. Cheers
This is
from
the thing with my hair
Germany.
all the time.
I'll
say
shave my head clean if somebody finds me on Facebook.
oh God.
It's a rose on my profile.
Bye, Christopher.
Well, thanks for tuning in from Germany.
Yeah, I'm
But
definitely 4C.
Let him know,
I don't
Nick.
know what
I'm good
I
at
am.
finding people. He might have to shave his head bald.
Maybe I'm a
Right?
3B or something. I don't know. I know that when it gets wet, it gets curly. But in like 30 minutes, it's like Michael Jackson. It expands, it goes up, and it goes out. And I'm sitting there like this. You would never even know that my hair did that because I get it pressed. But
My ends get
when I was in
my
Disney
ends
World,
curl up. My roots is straight.
when I was in Disney World, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wear my hair, wet because I was getting the pool and stuff. I could not
You
keep it
did.
down with gel. I had edge control. It was not in control at all. It was out of control. I didn't care. I just had myself a good time. And sometimes you just have to do that. You just gotta work with
Yeah,
however it is and just kind of like go with it.
it's hard. But since COVID, I haven't had any heat to my hair. So I want to see for the first time since being
Mm-hmm.
natural how long I could go without doing that. So now I'm
We
in the
tried that before too. We
I
tried
know
a
we
no heat
did. And I got over it. I couldn't do it. I'm like, flat iron my shit, okay? Just
You
give me
did.
that
Yeah.
silk press.
Nick was twisting it that night, and she was, doing the
Oh
bantu knots.
yeah. Buying all of those products to the point Flex was like, if you buy any more products in this house, you gotta pay me back. He was like, don't buy anything else, okay? Because you were spending mad bread on all these products. Because I wouldn't just buy the one thing. I would buy the whole line for that. I would buy everything for that line.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Because then you have to moisturize, you got to
Christoph,
seal
get a
it.
life.
Yeah, moisturize, co-wash, deep condition,
Yeah.
detangle. Oh my God. And now Mikey, I'm a mom of 2 boys. I'm good. I don't have to deal with no hair. Then we
So
get
you
into
good.
COVID. Now Mikey hasn't had a haircut. So I've learned how to cornrow. Like that's a whole nother conversation. Like growing up not knowing how to cornrow being a black girl.
Hey,
My
yeah.
cousins used to
My
kill me.
mama.
I learned. I bought a mannequin doll head during
Oh, you
quarantine.
was really practicing.
And I practiced and now I got Mikey straight. We out here.
Right now. That's what I'm talking about.
So
That's what you
I
gotta
could get
do.
him 4 nice straight backs. I could get 6 straight backs, and he'd be out. He'd be like, "Good job, mom." He'd be so proud.
So when you wash your own hair, what products do you use? What's your go-to shampoo?
Right
What
now,
anything
just
that got
as
mint
I
in it.
am. As I am is my go-to right now.
I
Any
use silicone. It's
go
like
ahead.
a Spanish.
Oh yes,
It's called
silicone. That's what
It
I've
makes
been
my
using
hair
on
really
Mikey.
soft.
Mia, that was our. Remember we used to bring that to the salon with us.
Hmm.
I got Shea Moisture or anything that got mint in it.
Shea Moisture is
Anything that's
good.
a mint shampoo or whatever. Yeah, so I actually stopped. I think I stopped. When did Good Hair come out with by Chris Rock?
Um, 2016
I
maybe.
don't
Nah,
remember that.
that was I think it
Before that,
was it?
20,
I don't know. But when he did
2013.
that, when that scientist did that shit with the perm and the
Yeah.
coke can, that shit made my jaw drop.
Just think about how young we were getting that put in our hair. How
The
old were you guys when
chemicals.
you got your first perm? I was like 8.
I think I was like 7.
I think I was 13.
Oh, and we were so happy too, weren't you? Because your hair felt so straight and long. I used to be
Hmm.
like this with my cousins. Like, don't check my hang time out.
Yeah, right.
Kanika said, let's talk about going from
Different
dreads
dress
to
To
relation.
learning late, yes.
That's a transition. That's
That
definitely
is
a
a
transition.
yeah, that's a transition for real. I've
I
never
have
been
I have a homegirl that she had dreads years ago, but she used to always get a sew and weave all the time over her locks.
Oh, hey, I
how.
mean, as long as it look good, I guess. I mean, I guess you get tired of
Yeah,
your
you want to
scalp
change
and
up.
dreads, and you have to be careful because with the twisting and everything, when you need to touch it up, you can damage your roots. You can get scar and alopecia that way.
Right,
And once you
damaged
get
hair.
that, your hair ain't growing back.
Yeah, pull that up, Tina. Damaged hair and treatments. Yes. That's a prime example of traction alopecia, which is
Hmm.
constantly hair pulling and tugging over with braids and weaves. And that is almost incurable. Like there's
Yeah.
really no way for that hair to come back.
No.
And you know what? Let's be clear. People be like, "Oh, bitches ain't got no edges, this and the third." No, it's not that they probably really have alopecia. They probably really have alopecia. It's not, oh, they just lost their edges. They probably really have alopecia.
But there's different types because
There's different
alopecia just
types.
means hair loss. It's different types.
Yeah,
But if
that
you
could
catch it
be
early enough, you can treat it.
right. Yeah, especially depending on the type. There's injections you can get, there's medications you can take, there's topicals. And honestly, for all women, using Rogaine daily is super beneficial because it keeps your hair in a growing phase.
Because
So
once you
it'll
stop, it
constantly,
sheds.
but yeah, once you stop it's just it's a lifelong commitment.
But there's
Mia, look
something
at us getting
called,
into our dermatology bag,
I'm telling
okay?
you,
Know
but
that.
there's something called PRP. PRP, they do a blood draw. So they draw your
Yes,
own
do
blood,
that.
they spin it,
Hmm.
and they take the plasma. So they take your own plasma and inject it in the areas of your scalp where you're missing hair.
Hmm.
And they also recommend that on top of doing that to use Rogaine and things like that
Yes,
at the same time. And I've seen some great results, even in men, for male
yes.
pattern baldness and things like that.
Hmm.
I've seen some really good
We
results
had
from
this
it.
older African American lady who was saving up her money to get her 3 treatments of PRP, and she had a lot of hair loss, especially around the frontal area, and
Hmm.
she had excellent results. But now her hair is so thick and curly, and now she don't like the texture.
See,
Oh
She
boy.
now she want to relax it. I'm like, girl, you just paid all that money. I'm like, if you don't sit down, I had to kind of like yell at her,
So
like
I
if
well,
the
let
watched
her, let her have a
the
voice process, and maybe she'll like going back to being bald. Let her.
I watched a video of the people who do
See,
the hair transplant.
yes, remember Mia doing hair transplants in the beginning?
yes. Let
So the
Safari,
lady,
let Safari do it.
she bawled her eyes out because she wasn't aware that they had to shave the back of her head to
Yes.
take the follicles from there
Mm-hmm.
to implant it in the front.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the process. So you're left
Yeah.
with that
Not
scar, and
always
then
that successful, and sometimes you can see it scars. Like when they put in that hair follicle, like
right,
the hair in the follicle, it can scar too. So you can see like little dots on people's scalp that have had that done. So it depends on who does it, but
and then if you get a doctor that put that long scar in the back of your head, so then you'll
yes,
be
Mm.
double whammy with the scar in
and
the back and the
it's a
scar.
painful procedure. It's painful because we witnessed it.
Yes, but if anyone is struggling with hair loss, I would definitely recommend getting a PRP treatment
Yeah, I think
because
that's
that
right
is
now the most
really
successful.
And the most
Yeah,
safe, honestly, too, because you're just putting
yeah.
your own plasma back
Your
in.
own plasma. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
and it's
funny,
Wait,
really
but
wait. What? Say that. What is it again?
it's called PRP.
platelet-rich plasma. It's
What do
PRP.
they do? What they
They
do?
they draw your blood, then they
Uh
spin your blood down in a centrifuge, which separates the blood from the plasma. Then they take the plasma and inject that back into your scalp.
Mm-hmm.
Why they didn't do that for me? I have alopecia, y'all, by the way. But go ahead.
Well,
It
you want to pay out of pocket, you can get it done.
Oh yeah, nah. I'll wait.
it's like it's expensive.
Oh.
And they're charging bread down here. They're
Yeah.
charging like 2,600 for 3 sessions.
Oh,
So speaking of
yeah.
men, if someone in the audience talking about they bald,
Um,
here
yeah.
we are. Let's just help you out here, buddy.
Oh, they better not say
Yeah.
nothing about us, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's, it
So
look
y'all
like
out here getting fake waves, and that's actually how the piece looks before it gets cut down and waved out. It looked like a little fro toupee that go on top, and then the barber he glues it down on your bald skin or whatever. Then he cuts it. Then he start cutting it low. I watched the video for that. They cut it low. They start putting the foam and the mousse and all that in there. They make the waves. They've been making waves for a long time, even before hair pieces came out for men. Barbers
Are they
used
selling
to
the
put waves in people's head.
Are they selling the toupees like bundles?
Oh shit, that was a good one.
I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
Who's the connect for the toupees?
All I know is
Hey,
they get
hey, we may
them
need
men
to
get
invest.
private sessions.
We
They be
may
in a
need to
barber
invest
shop and
in
they get
that.
private sessions.
Bro, that is
Where's
something.
that
Let me
hair
tell you
coming
something.
from?
If I see a piece of somebody's hairline, a guy start to lift up in the front, I'm done. I'm throwing that on the floor. I am in tears. Okay.
If
I'm
they
like,
waist front
oh,
start lifting, right?
like you one of those, huh? You
Don't let
sweating
it be
over there.
somebody that really sweat. They're gonna really
All
have to
right.
glue that down.
Oh, wait a minute. What if they had
Hmm.
a cap on and took the cap off and then the
Oh shit.
have anybody ever been hatfished? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh man, look at that.
like,
You be like, yo, he look good as hell. He take his hat off. You be like, what
That
the?
hat
you
off.
like, oh,
Put that hat back on, bro.
So I was actually catfished by my ex boyfriend. I met him at the age of 19 in the club. I said, yo, he looking fine. He had the fitted on with the wave cap underneath, yada yada yada. And one day he came to my house. This is before he was my boyfriend. He came to my house to hang out after we met, and he took his hat and his wave cap off. This nigga hairline was pushed the fuck back. You understand me? And I was like, what? And I already liked him, but I was still like, what the fuck, bro?
yeah, and now you can't be shallow because you already with him.
He had a full head of hair, but
But
his hairline was just back, so he like had a five head. That shit was so far back, though. I'm like,
oh,
But
bruh.
thing is, nothing they can do about it.
yeah.
Like,
What you
it's
do at that point?
unless they get a toupee.
Well, baby, now that we got new techniques out here, I wonder,
That
I
was
wonder what the
me in
maintenance is for
That
2005.
that.
was me doing. Oh, please, that was not true.
I wonder what's the maintenance for the men for the toupees for
They
their
have a
lace
little. They
front.
have the mannequin at night. They, sit it,
Yeah, take it off at night.
get it back, and brush
Well, I
it.
think once it's installed, I think they just get it tightened or touched up
But you know what?
like a
Can you
shape
imagine
up.
when they want to take it off and it's stuck because of the glue, like right at the top, so the whole thing is lifted up and that little piece is like stuck right there. That happened to me one time when I got a quick weave and I hated it, so I tried to get it off, and I'm in the shower trying to pull it up and wash it, and it all came up, but that one little piece in the middle was straight stuck. It took me like a good hour to loosen up that glue, and that take your hair out too.
I think if you're
Yes.
bald, it fits better because the glue is to the skin.
Yeah, but they used to put the glue on like a hairnet or something.
Yeah, it goes right on their head. I seen
Yeah,
it for the man. It go right on their head. That should go. But yeah, a quick weave that goes on. What is it? Stocking cap? That's what it is,
yeah,
right?
Stocking
And then
hat.
it's glued. Then the hair is glued around the.
They used to put it on directly on your hair. That shit used to tear people hair
Yeah,
out,
now it tears
boy.
the hair out, and that's another way to develop traction alopecia because that is like
Mm-hmm.
literally lifting that glue.
Look at that. Did you see that nigga
Oh
hairline?
can you see that? You look
Damn.
alright with the hat on. Take
He look
that
alright
hat
with the
off.
hat on. It's
Damn.
terrible.
But I'm like, damn, how deep is the hat in the inside? Because that's a lot of head to go in a hat.
What size fitted is that? What's the biggest
I
size?
know.
8 centimeters.
I
Oh,
think, yo, I see somebody in the bar. I swear to God, too. If y'all ever come to the club, I'm gonna show y'all him. Any bar, like yo, his head big as hell. That shit is not normal.
mm.
But
Like a
anyway,
cone head.
while we on fellas still, let's talk about blackouts.
Ooh, see, that's taking it to the extreme. See,
Yeah.
that's gonna melt down.
Not meltdown.
First of all,
So, how do
let's
y'all
say
feel about guys who get blackouts? Fuck, but not even his head, but mostly in the beard. Fellas with
no.
beards.
If you want to diet, diet. But blackouts is messy. Get all in your pillowcase.
Yeah,
It,
that's like paint.
it be running down their face when they sweat.
Ugh.
Like,
Don't be messing up my 1,400 thread count, okay?
that's what I'm saying. I don't like the blackouts. If you like I said,
Sometimes
you
they,
want
and then when they just get it on their beard, they look crazy. Like it's just on your beard, bro.
Yeah,
You look
it is so
crazy.
obvious every time. It's so obvious.
you want a baby,
Yes, that's too
yeah,
much Beijing. Yes, sis. Too much.
yeah,
Y'all the
that's what
OD
I
with the
do.
Beijing. How much Beijing is that to put on your head and your face? And it's a strong smell. Like you inhaling
That's
all
like
them
three
toxins.
boxes. That's three boxes for sure.
That shit on his head look like 3 boxes.
Yeah, that's too much.
But as his
Let
bar,
me tell y'all something, fellas out there, if y'all listening, embrace that gray, cause that gray is so sexy
it's
I
very
now.
love it.
attractive. I feel
Oh
like
my
that.
God, that gray is so sexy.
It's very
Embrace
attractive.
it. It's very
Embrace
attractive.
it.
Yeah,
Embrace the
I like
gray. Get rid of that Beijing.
it for
Right.
real.
That
Getting it
part.
on pillowcases and shit.
Right, because you still have to find your color. Everybody can't wear jet black. So,
Right.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
no. And it doesn't look that good. I know that y'all get on us because of how we wear our hair and the colors and things like that, but that just doesn't look that good.
So
Yes,
y'all
and
out there getting pieces. So y'all can't talk about us no more getting weaves and wigs. Cause y'all out here. I mean, at least y'all know that shit ain't ours. We can't tell that. I ain't gonna hold you. That whole wig men's piece, hair piece, that shit look real than a motherfucker.
yeah,
It
you
do look
wouldn't
real.
know. You wouldn't be able to tell. They'd be so quick to tell if we got something in our head.
That's talent. That is talent. Like for guys to do that, and like I
Yes.
watch the process too. Like that's
So
real
did
talent.
they take they had to take like a class for that because you know you usually just go to barber school. So there's like must be another advanced class you could
I
take to
feel
do that.
like
Yeah.
men
And how much
always
do
got
they
it
pay?
better. Like how y'all
And how
got it
much do
better
they
than
pay for
us.
that?
Oh, it started. So I asked my friend that's a barber. He said it started like 100 and something dollars. Like weaves would start
Mhm.
and up, because then you got to maintain it, and then it takes hours. So that's basically their money for the day. So if a
Let
man
me come
comes
in the
in,
salon as long as us now.
and
That's
the better you are at it, and if you in an area where only you do it, you could
Yeah,
charge
you
like
gotta
five, six
charge
hundred
more.
dollars, and people are gonna
Yeah,
pay.
they're gonna be like,
and
babe, I
what
can't pay
happens
for
if you
your
meet
weave this week.
somebody?
I gotta get mine. It's
It
my
looks good,
week.
believable. But what if you dating somebody and if they look good because their hair or whatever looks nice, and then like 7 months later he pop up without it on, and you don't know because he never told you.
He
He,
just pop
he
up
just
bald.
he might not have had it that month and had to take it off and just pop up with the hat. He hatfish you for most of the day, but then at night he took the hat off. You turn up like, who the fuck are you?
Like, babe, I couldn't afford my weave this month, but this is still me.
Right. You turn
Hopefully
up
he'll still
like,
be cute.
Right, and hopefully
And
he
if
still.
it's a baldy, you fine. If
he's
it's a
like,
baldy, you fine.
don't
But
forget to
if
sleep
you
in your
out
bed.
here, if you out here with a George Jefferson, then it's an
Oh,
issue.
Yeah, George Jefferson, crazy.
yeah, that is crazy.
Just let that go at that point.
Or what about when they keep the hair around here but missing that spot right in the middle?
Yeah,
And
just
they
let it go.
Just let
Why
it
are you
yeah,
go.
holding on to it? Let that
Hold
ball
them
like they
on.
got a whole
Wait,
ball in the middle. Like, no, have you seen yo,
you put a
so
ring on it?
it's some white people, sorry, gotta say it. They don't be having no hair in the middle, the whole middle gone, and they use the front and comb it over the middle
Oh, come
to the
over.
back. Like we still can't see through it. Like what the hell is wrong with you?
It's a show. You have to watch the show just to see what I'm talking about. It's called Put a Ring on It, and I think it comes
I
on.
watch it.
Do you see the light skinned guy?
Yes!
His hair right here is super thin.
It's
His
so thin in the
top right
front.
here, he got a landing strip, so it goes all like this and it's super thin, and then it's bald in the middle. And he wears a wave cap and everything. He will not cut his hair.
Yo, and he's a good looking dude. And I'm like, yo, let that just go bald, bro.
And
It didn't make no sense.
they
He need
zoom
to
in on him
now. He
on
gotta
purpose.
let
They
that
be
go.
playing him out. The camera guy be playing him out because his shit looks ridiculous. And I know these women because they be going on dates and stuff, and they try to act like they don't notice, but I'll be sitting at that the whole time. Like,
I can't stop looking at it every time he come on camera. Like, yo, it's so thin in the front. What are you holding on to?
it's so
Let it
bad.
go.
Nick, you gotta watch
I
it
gotta
just
see.
to
I
know
need to
what
see
I'm
that
talking
now.
about. It's
He got
called
like a
Pyramid.
thin George Jefferson. He ain't fully George yet, but it's you can see it. Like that shit
Yeah.
look crazy.
I don't think I've seen something that bad in a while. I haven't. I really
I
haven't
gotta
when it
check that
comes to like
out.
haircuts.
That's
So yeah,
crazy.
the fellas, y'all be hard on us, but y'all got some stuff going on too. Just
Okay.
saying. Mm.
Big facts.
That's
Big
terrible.
facts.
But I think a lot of men would consider wearing a piece. They won't tell nobody. Whereas women don't have no problem saying she got a weave in her hair at this point. Now, back in the 90s, chicks used to lie. Because that's when you didn't get a full weave. You would get tracks sewn in
Get tracks
to
on
make
it.
your hair
Yeah.
fuller. And then they be like, oh, that's your hair. And it looked like it because you got leave out.
Yep.
Until somebody put their hand in your hair. Then you be pissed off.
I
Right.
love the different styles, and there's a lot of protective styles, like with just having sew-ins and wearing wigs. That
Hmm.
people that they have you all the way down their back, but they want to protect their hair. But
Right.
for me, I'm not a weave person. I don't know, it makes me itch. Like if I have braids on, or sometimes I put like skip tracks for color, and mentally I'm like, oh my god, what if it's bugs in it or something? I
You
just
can't.
think
Yeah. You've never been. I mean, but honestly, is both of us never really been like weave
weave
or
person.
wig types. But I did have a weave recently, but you helped me when we met up in
Oh,
Atlanta
for the
to
wedding, yeah.
maintain. But that was a lot of work though,
And I had
and
skip
that's
tracks in too. And
yes,
I
and
didn't
you
like
had
the
the
way
stick section.
I don't know. I just couldn't get with it. But Tina, like I love the versatile looks. I love it. And I
Yes.
kinda wish I was into it for the different styles.
Hmm.
But I can't
Yes, because Tina can kill any and every look. Okay,
Thank
and color.
you.
in
And
color,
color. And Tina hair be down her whole back. And she'll come in with a short wig on, short
short
cut.
wig, and then she'll send us a text message randomly with all her hair cut off. After it gets done, she's like, "Okay, I'm cutting it." Like,
I
what
be
are you
getting
doing here?
bored. I get
Like
bored,
she's
I'm
bolding because I'm
I get
still
so bored. I just want a whole new look.
so afraid to ever do the big chop. Like I'm not bold enough to ever do it. And Tina has done it multiple times.
And I love shortcuts. I adore short. I love bobs, but I don't feel like it'll look right on me. So I'm too afraid to do it. But I wish I was
So,
both to do it.
we winding down. Let's jump into fashion real quick while we
Let's do
wind
it.
down.
Okay.
Um, so what we got, y'all? For as far as fashion, um, basically, so what's now? Everybody wearing skinny jeans and stuff. So back in the
Some
90s,
people
early
was too
2000s,
skinny.
yeah,
Yeah, the
I'll be
men are
wondering
definitely.
if the guys be pointing their toe and jumping up and down to get into their pants. Okay,
I'm sure.
because I'm looking at how tight it is at their ankle, and then they wear size 12. So did you jump up and down to get into those,
If you
or
don't jump to put jeans on, baby, you don't feel my pain. That's what be
How
honest.
was that comfortable to walk in though? Or
Yeah, so
sit
they
down?
definitely jumping in those jeans for sure. Getting over
I
those
and
know.
then
hips.
it don't
But
even be at their ass. So how you running them shit? Like
And if they are like you don't lose circulation in your balls, like this is like tight.
That's what
Like,
I'd be wondering.
And I
So
know we
back,
grew up on liking the men with baggy jeans, but we don't want them to wear them that baggy. But yeah, like
nah,
exactly, like that's what we loved growing up. Though, look,
that was Zen.
that was the
And
thing.
that
people
was
had the
in,
t-shirts down to the knees with the long chains.
You don't have to wear them that baggy, but don't put on jeggings. Like they're
right?
really wearing women jeans. Like that's just too tight. And then you got your wallet, your phone, your whole print,
You
everything
can
in
see
your pocket.
everything.
So history repeats itself as far as fashion every 10 years. I don't know about for men, but for women it does. Every 10 years it repeats. So you know how they had, back in the 90s it was a square toe. Now we got the pointy toe.
Right.
The pointy toe came back. Well, it did a round toe. They did like a round or an oval toe, and
Mm-hmm.
now the square toes have resurfaced.
I hate them. I hate them. Let me tell you, I had a hard time buying new shoes this summer because I hate those
Oh, look
square
at
toes.
90 Tina, fashion icon. Ow.
Ew. He said tight pants is the devil.
I still love pointy toes.
I love pointy toes. I'm not going back to square.
That's
I
like
just
I hate
classic. I
the
don't think that
square.
will ever go out of style.
Those sandals, I don't like
And
them.
then when in the early '90s, in the late '80s, my mom wore it. She had the stiletto heel with the pointy toe, and I couldn't wait. But when I got older to wear heels, it was the block heel with the square toe. So
Right.
now the block heel with the square toe is back out. That
It's
if you
back
if you
out.
look at any shoes, Steve Madden, all that stuff, they definitely have the square toe with the block heel. So the stiletto is. I don't think that the pointy toe and the stiletto is going out,
Right.
but that had the square toe and the block heel have come back.
You hate
I
the
hate
sandals.
Crocs too, yo.
They turned it
If
into
you're not a
a
nurse or you
fashion.
don't work in the medical field, you should not be having no damn Crocs on. But
Yeah,
and
But you
even
see
men
it,
are
all
wearing
the boys
Crocs.
want to wear Crocs and they want to put the little stuff in them, the little beads and personalized little stones in them and everything now. They done turned Crocs into fashion.
he said, I'm a
Right.
platform girl. I know that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
platform
wedges never went
wedges.
out of style either.
Wedges
Wedges never
never
went
go
out of
out.
style.
I love a wedge, and that's easy to walk in. Man, if we had Chauncey on here, we could sell a wedge. They
Woohoo!
have a different story for wedge.
I'll never forget that wedge night. She the first person I'll see flying wedges.
Every time we think of wedges, we go think of Chauncey.
She flew from one side of the street to the next, and them damn
Oh
wedges.
dear.
Yes, city
Oh,
boy, the pins and everything
they
in the
try
Crocs.
to doctor it up.
See,
Yeah, they putting rhinestones on it and stuff. They be dazzling Crocs now and
be
shit.
dazzling. I saw
They
someone make like some Crocs
serious.
with wedges too. When that ankle go
Yes, when that
Ooh,
ankle
you
go
sound
out.
like a wobble. It's all down here from there.
Hey yo, the streets is bad as hell. You seen the streets in the sidewalk, and you got on some heels that got a platform in the front.
oh, you
Oh
in
my God, that if you step on one rock, your whole foot going to the left or to the right. It's a wrap, man down,
Word.
man down. Got
man
to be more
down.
careful, okay? You got to be more careful. And you
Absolutely.
don't stand
Um,
outside in the club with heels on, waiting to get in line. Nah. Remember
I
those
mean, let me
days?
tell you something. I can't do it. I don't like my feet hurting. I'm the only one that just can't do it. If it's not a chair around, you won't catch me in no high heels. No.
so we got to
And
give
out
a
here,
shout out
we don't
to
do general admission, okay? That's why they call us bougie, because don't. I ain't waiting in no line for no general admission, okay?
no,
Let
not
me
me.
get my VIP section because I am sitting down.
Yeah, I need to
Just
sit
cute.
down.
I was posted
Exactly.
up real cute. That's it.
We're not playing those
So
games.
let's give a shout out to the actual the basically the black designers that we used to wear when we was younger.
Yeah,
So they didn't really get enough credit like they should have. Honestly, because we ain't like the lettering of something. So we love FUBU, but we didn't like how the FUBU looked, right?
Mhm.
right.
The letters was like mad big. It didn't have like it should have been like a some type of script or some type of fanciness to it. Um, but FUBU still exists, y'all.
They
So
are
in
still running. I
2010,
still see people
FUBU
wearing them.
relaunched its collection in the U.S., rebranding itself as FB Legacy. That's what it's called now. This was around 2001. Since then, FUBU has continued to collaborate with various brands, including Pyre Moss and Urban Outfitters. In March 2019, FUBU announced a new partnership with Century 21.
Yeah, I
But the
still see
only
people
bad thing
buying
about that
early.
is Century 21 filed for bankruptcy during COVID. So
Really?
yes, so they probably not in Century 21 anymore.
Mm.
That's the only bad part.
Fat Albert, yup.
But
We also wore what? Uh, well, did y'all wear Carl Kanai?
you did, Tina.
Yeah, coffee
I
night.
did.
Yeah.
I'm terrible, but we got Carl Kanai here. So Carl Kanai Network, we got his network. Carl Kanai is an American fashion designer, entrepreneur who has a network of 50 mil.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So
Carpenter was cool too, and his logo wasn't too crazy.
No, I liked
it
it.
was his was script though. It was
Yeah,
cursive.
yeah.
So that was cool. Was Baby Fat black owned?
Yes,
Yeah,
Kimora,
it was about
Kimora
Mrs.
Lee.
Simmons, right?
Well, is she black?
Well, she
Oh well, yeah,
Asian and black. Yeah,
right. I now wear Baby Fat heavy in high school. Shit,
yeah.
there's a
Baby
shirt
Fat
that
was
I had
dope.
on.
And then remember Eve had fetish for a little while, which was pretty dope too. I really liked her stuff.
She said
They was on
we
their
was on there
Foreman
Foreman Mills. Foreman Mills. Yo, if you go to Foreman Mills though, they you gotta search for it, but they be having some good shit.
Yeah, you gotta really had to really search for that. You
Word.
definitely had to search. Man, remember somebody you be in school and somebody had noticed something and they
Wait,
yell out,
what's not
"Foreman!"
black on now, Fee? What's not black
Who's
on
not black
now?
on now? I don't know. What you
I don't
talking
know.
about?
She gonna tell us.
Fubu?
Fubu or Baby
Carpenter.
Fat? What you talking about?
Oh, Baby Fat may have sold.
Oh,
Fat
Alright,
baby.
Farm and Baby Fat. Well,
so
no,
let's
Kimora was trying to rebrand Baby Fat recently.
oh she was? Oh Baby
Yeah.
Fat.
Yeah, she's trying to rebrand it.
So then we could head over into the kicks right now. I honestly think these are so ugly, okay? Ugly fuck.
No, not a fan.
No, I'm
And
not
People
either.
are
everybody
paying
is
for the
sitting
name.
there.
They're only paying for the name. Oh, Nandi also said Fubu isn't black
Fubu
owned.
isn't black owned. Okay. So they sold it?
I guess so.
Asian partners.
She's talking
Pretty
about
sure
Baby
Fubu
Fat.
sold their company. Yeah, so I don't like Balenciagas. Maybe the ones that look like the socks.
Yes, they're just paying for the name because those are ugly.
Those
They
are
look like orthopedic shoes.
they look like
Yes,
Kmart shoes.
those
And
are
people really had them on last. Was it like no? Right before COVID hit, people was coming with them to the
they was
ball with
rocking those
girls
heavy.
had on fitted dresses with them block ass sneakers. Them shits was ugly as hell.
And how much were they going for? What, $400?
Yeah, like hell no, I'm not paying for that, bro.
Nah,
I'm
I
not
would
paying
never
for that
ugly as
shit.
hell. Paying for the name or some dumb shit.
story of
Ugly.
people's lives.
So, Mia, what's your go-to sneaker?
I'm an Air Max person. I love Air Max. I think they're comfortable. Um, and that's primarily what I buy for myself. And I've never owned a pair of Jordans. Don't tell nobody. But
Yeah,
I've never
that's
owned a
never
pair
been
of
your
Jordans.
style though. That's
But
not
I
never.
buy it for my kids. But me myself, I've never
Yeah.
owned a pair of
Well,
Jordans.
you need to invest in one pair
Why?
because they look really neat on our feet.
Oh, I like my Air Max.
No, Air Max is still good too. That's Air Max ain't never been out of style. They came out with Air Max 1, Air Max
I
90s,
thought,
Air Max
yeah, I thought
95s.
one day.
What else they
It's
got, Nick? Air Max
95.
2000s.
It's the 95s I think that Mia likes the most.
Yeah.
The 95s.
So we got Nick's favorite sneaker. That's
My
her
top.
go-to.
If I had them on right now, I'll show you. Those are my favorite Jordans. Well, Jordan 1s are my favorite, but those right there, the top 3s are my number one.
I love the ones. So
Yeah.
the price that ones are, the real retail price is between $150 to $180. If you
Right.
don't get it that day, you will be paying $300 to $500. Okay, so
Yeah. Crazy.
my go-to sneaker are the Jordan 11s.
Yes, another favorite. That's another one. If you don't get it that day, you're gonna pay some bread, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna pay some bread for them shits because I didn't get the graduation pair and they are $500 right now on the GOAT. And I still want them and I'm mad
Yep, city.
Jordan ones is the goat.
That's why. That's why we be here. We see each other, city boy. You already know the homie.
Fee's not on, but she's in the comments. She's an Air Max and a Jordan head. Air Max definitely since she always had the new sneakers, yo. She had the new Air Forces, the new Air Maxes in high school.
Yes.
I was rocking. What was I rocking in high school? Adidas. I was rocking shell toes and
Yep. Reebok a
Yo,
lot.
remember K Swiss?
Yes, K
Yeah.
Swiss was the wave.
Yeah, it was a wave. It was especially when the commercial came out to my I wear my K Swiss. And
You
then when
had
Nelly came out with two pairs, people was coming out with buying two pairs of Air Forces.
Air Force Ones.
Yeah. So winding down again, as I say, as we close out. I want to give a shout out to people who are black owned that we know personally that are starting their own business because that's what it is now. It's about starting your own business. It's not so much about the designers that's charging an arm and a leg. We got our own entrepreneurs out here that got their own business going. So let's give a shout out to Nandi. I don't know if you're still in the audience,
Yeah, shout
but
out to
Yes,
Nandi
we
Nandi.
has
out there.
Nandi has a t-shirt line. I like how she spelled it. You see how the TEA, like I'm sipping my tea, shirt
Yes.
company. I love that. So Nandi, if you're in the audience still, you could type up information and I could put your comment up for the information. Go support her. That's the Instagram page. Place your orders, y'all. I'm sure she'll ship it to
And they do a
y'all.
lot of, yes, they do ship in a lot of all custom shirts as well. So any little shirt you want with some T in the
Right,
slogan, we can create it for you.
I'm definitely gonna put my order in. So
right. So that's the name of it. The t-shirt company. Put your orders in. And you said custom made, right, Nick?
Yes.
So you could get what you want. So support the business, support the brand. I also have Red Eye Mechanics, which I always wear. Um, that's the website. That's the
Oh
front of the
yes, I like
website.
their stuff. I've seen you wear their stuff. They make some cool shirts too.
nice.
They got new stuff that just got put on there. You can do a request for something as far as color wise or a design of a shirt, but it will say that it will have the Red Eye logo on it. So that's the website. This is the Instagram page. So you can see all the clothing there from the Instagram page. You see that's Redman right there.
Yeah.
That was taken on Friday night. Um, it's really scrolling, but he has a Red Eye hat in his hand. And then these are some of the clothes. So they have jackets, sweatpants, swimsuits, socks,
Nice.
underwear, slides.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, everything you
Got it
name it.
all.
His name is Will. He also makes masks. He makes leather masks. It'll have the Red Eye logo on it. Pouches, fanny packs, you name it, he got it. So shout
Nice.
out to him. Shout out to Nandi. Okay, here we go, Nandi. It's my hubby's company. He can do anything. Hit us up. Okay, there go the info, y'all.
Info at tshirtco.com. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Randall.
So support the brand, y'all, because this is what's going to be our future, right? Everybody not doing that other stuff anymore. It's about supporting our own people, right, in our own neighborhood, towns, and communities.
Yep.
Exactly.
So good show, guys.
Good show. And don't forget to send in your emails asking for a friend.
Asking for a
Any advice.
friend.
We out here for y'all.
Guys, send that in. You will be
Yes.
anonymous, people. Let us know what you want to do. Hit Kanika up.
Yes.
So that's the website,
That's cute.
That is cute.
right? Hit the website up, y'all. Well, guys, what's your closing remarks on fashion? What's your
Do
closing
whatever
remark on
you
hair?
do whatever works for you, live in your truth, live in your fashion, and be expressive however you see fit.
Just continue to be yourself, be unique. I've never been one to follow any trend ever, but that's just me. As far as hair goes, like Nick said, do whatever works for you. And I would get ridiculed by the natural community because I get my hair pressed, but it works for me, so it is what it is.
Yes.
What you got, Nick?
I went first.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did? But y'all just be y'all look freaking frack. Okay.
Freaking right. We've been told that all the time.
All the time.
Well, his
Live in your truth. Be expressive however you choose to be comfortable. And, rock however you want to rock your shit. No
back.
judgment.
I don't follow nobody.
No, don't.
I just do what I do because I just go off of how I feel and my personality. As far as clothes, I don't wear what everybody wear. The only thing I probably do is the Jordans thing, but that's because I like how it looks. Just because I like 11s don't mean I'm going to get every pair of 11s because guess what? There's colors I don't like. But there are true fans, that will get every single color. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not me. Like, what else came back out, guys, real quick? Polka dots.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
polka
yes,
dots.
I love polka dots.
Shirts.
Polka dots came back out. So I know polka dots was in when I was a kid. So that was the 80s. Then I saw polka dots come back again when I was 18. And then it went out. And now polka dots are coming back in again. Also, the blouses with ruffles on it. The ruffle blouses, the high neck with the ruffles in the front.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get
That's back out.
but yeah, I see it. I mean, it's cute if put together right.
Yeah, they put it on like lace. So the whole blouse is lace, the ruffles are
Right,
lace, shit
right.
like that. But anywho, we out.
We out.
Good
Shout out
night.
to Allison Felix, the world champion in track and field. She has the most medals. She passed Carl Lewis for 11 medals. Just wanted to shout out Black Girl Magic real quick.
Woo! Black Girl Magic. Shout out to the Olympics. Shout out to Jamaica holding it down right now in the Olympics.
All the women killed track and field. They held it
Word.
down. A lot of melanin that won those medals. Yes.
Bye, guys.
We love y'all. Thank you for the support.
Later.